Hey, and welcome to A Game for Your Thoughts. So today we're going to be talking about Lego Lord of the Rings. Lego Lord of the Rings is exactly what it sounds like. It's a Lego retelling of the Lord of the Rings story, and this game does a great job of retelling the Lord of the Rings story. And if you've ever played a Lego game before, you're going to kind of know how it goes. They're pretty true to the source material and tell the story kind of how it is. And they're also going to throw some bits of humor here and there that uses the Lego formula that are actually really enjoyable. One of them actually had me laughing out loud just because it was so stupid and ridiculous. But it was funny. It turned some serious moments into not so serious moments, made them pretty funny. This game's biggest problem is actually one of the coolest thing about this game. So if you've played any of the early Lego games, the characters didn't talk at all. They kind of just like grunted and just kind of pointed at things they were talking about. But in the most recent ones, they've added voice acting, and specifically like the movie tie-in games, for example, Jurassic World, they take the audio directly from the movies and put it in the game. And Lego Lord of the Rings does the same thing here. But also, this ended up being a big fault because it was taken directly from the movies. So, like, a character would be yelling and their Lego character would kind of be doing the same thing, but the audio and like the visual just didn't really blend well. And that was the biggest problem with this game is a lot of the time the audio and the visual just didn't really blend very well. Like all of a sudden you just hear some random audio clip and it just didn't sound like it fit well in the environment. Which, like I said, it was cool because it was all the same voices and the lines you remember from the movie, but it just didn't really blend well all the time. So if you played any Lego game, you're gonna know how it goes. It puts you in a level that is based around an event or an area in the game, or in the movies, or the whatever it's based off of, and you have to make your way through this semi-linear level and jump and build and break everything in your path to try to get from point A to point B. All along, you can fight enemies in between and solve puzzles. And this formula works really well in the Lord of the Rings lore. And one thing they do the best is they use characters' abilities from the movies and transfer them into the game. Legolas uses his bow, Gimli uses his axe, and Gandalf uses his staff to do magic. It all just works really well, and it was cool how they used the characters' abilities and the characters themselves to make some cool creative puzzles that made sense with the environment and the world. One thing that Lego games have been doing fairly recently that I'm actually not a big fan of that this game does is that once you finish the main story mode, you have like a big open world to explore. And at first, it's kind of exciting because you're like, oh, cool, there's still so much to do afterwards, but then it just ends up being fetch quests or useless activities. And in the end, the reward really isn't that worth it. There's nothing that gives you incentive to finish this game and like 100% it. Like most Lego games, my biggest complaint was that it was really big, but there was really not a whole lot to do. There was like maybe like one shrub or a character who needed you to walk clear to the other side of the map to get something and then walk all the way back and give it to him, and then he gives you like a shoe that makes you walk a little bit faster. And so it just things like that where it just was this big open world, but there wasn't really anything to do with it, and I felt no incentive to explore it. Graphically and technically, this game was fine. There were some times when the worlds looked kind of dull and kind of empty and just not very appealing to the eye. It was cool to see my favorite Lord of the Rings locations remade for the Lego world, but none of it was really like that gorgeous where I was like, wow, that looks amazing. And it just was kind of eh. And technically, I had a lot of freezes, crashes, and stops, and it just was kind of very spotty on the technical department, which was unfortunate because a lot of the times that meant I had to restart a level because it would crash at the very, very end, making me reset all my progress and have to do everything all over again, which was very tedious. So in the end, Lego Lord of the Rings is absolutely nothing special, but if you're a fan of the Lego games or the Lord of the Rings series, this is absolutely worth checking out. You might have some fun with it. It was fun to relive some of my favorite Lord of the Rings moments, but in the Lego form. And the easy and pretty straightforward Lego formula was nice and just a nice relaxing time. While the graphics were kind of and I had a handful of technical issues, it didn't totally ruin the experience. Like I said, it was just nice and chill and worth checking out. I mean, if you like a good Lego game, if you like a good Lord of the Rings experience, check it out. Just know that there are a handful of issues with this game. Yet again, my biggest complaint was being like the weird audio visual, like it just the visuals of the Lego game and the audio from the movie just didn't blend well a lot of the times. It was cool to have that, but it wasn't my favorite thing in the world. While it does give you a big open world to explore at the end of the game, I just didn't feel any incentive to explore it. It was kind of dull and boring and just felt like padding. And that was probably one of my bigger things that I did not like about this game. Just playing through the story mode once or twice was good enough for me. I felt like it was a good time just doing that. Everything else just felt like padding and kind of lazy. So that's my review for LEGO Lord of the Rings. I hope you enjoyed it. You can head over to my twitch.tv/a game for your thoughts to check out what I'm up to, and you can see my schedule, and also if you're feeling generous, you can donate to me there directly. That would be really appreciated as well. I am very appreciative of that, and I will always give you my love and affection for donations. But anyways, Thanks as always for watching. I do really appreciate it. Things are going really, really well. I'm having lots of fun. I just started Sly Cooper 2. I really like that game, and I hope you do as well because I have a playthrough of it going right now. So head over and check that out. You might really, really like that. Other than that, I hope you're doing really, really well. If you could hit that like button, subscribe, and the bell to get notified every time I post a new video, that'd be awesome. So thanks as always for watching, and we'll catch you next time.